All right, we back. We just saw Godzilla -1. Thoughts?
-1. Post-war Japan is at its lowest point when a new crisis emerges in the form of a giant monster baptized in the horrific power of the atomic bomb. Wow.
Baptized in the power of the atomic bomb. That's what happened, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that was actually a great scene. It was quick, it was simple, but you got it.
Yeah. Just infused with the energy of nuclear radiation. Yeah, this movie was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll start somewhere I don't start, but the music was very nostalgic to like the old Godzilla, which is awesome.
Dun, 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 dun.
Godzilla was a very, I mean, it was a minor part of the story, but obviously like everything revolved around it, but like it was almost secondary to like the developing the characters. Just a lot of great parallels to the atomic bomb and
War in general.
and the kamikaze pilots. And yeah, I felt a lot of emotions, a lot of strong emotions about these characters. I cared about them.
Yeah, for sure. They did that well.
And Godzilla was pretty dope.
Yeah, I like that he was just a tank. He was literally a walking tank. There was no emotion to it. There was no
No, he's just an animal. Yeah,
he just was
was
going
just, like,
forward,
instincts.
and then he was shooting blasts, and that's you get what you see. And I almost preferred that.
Yeah.
And he was like evil Godzilla, not like evil, but he was just a natural
He was
disaster.
just predator. He was just a predator.
He was just walking straight through the town, destroy everything. Like,
Yeah, just like a
shoot
predator
some
does.
fire, bro.
I mean, that was like he was. Yeah, that's his territory now. Like he claimed the territory, and he just has no mercy.
Yeah, he had
And
none.
they infused him, like we said, with kind of nuclear powers, nuclear blasts.
You know, I like those. Those were looking really good. It was simple but effective. And I like the anticipation of the like tail when it started powering up. You always knew something crazy, like it was coming.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Um,
Get ready. Yeah, all the characters were hitting though. I like my main character. I love that he had that cross he was bearing. You know what I mean? About him having.
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
they didn't even say that for a long time.
He was kind of I don't know. He felt like he wasn't fit for the military. He was a little too weak in that.
I mean, he was a deserter.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, he couldn't, like, when the moments required him to do something, he like didn't follow through in his obligations.
I mean, it happened every time.
Yeah. And
Every
so he
single
felt
time.
a lot of guilt because, that he just. But I don't know. I like the message of, okay, we're not gonna just. Well, maybe that's a little bit spoilery.
Spoilers.
We don't have to sacrifice a lot of people. Like we could try to save people, and not just go in without a strategic plan. Like they had a plan A, a plan B,
And then he was
Plan
plan
C.
C. And it worked out. It worked out. You know, I thought that their plan was pretty cool, but I just didn't quite understand. It's like, I get the pressure and I do understand what that does, but what would that do to Godzilla? You know what I mean? It's like,
what, just like sink him?
yeah, like I
down?
get the pressure thing, but like it's Godzilla, like a deep sea
He's-
creature.
yeah, he's-
What is the
he-
pressure?
he's
Like,
a sea creature.
like, even if you brought it down there, like I'm pretty sure it's been down there before.
Yeah,
and I
I
know
didn't
the
get it.
speed and the
I didn't get
pressure.
it.
I truly understand what they were trying to
It's
say,
like,
but it's
you
like
chew through the thing. Yeah.
that also assumes Godzilla can't even travel that fast on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It did mess him up though. Like it did look like he was messed up.
Yeah.
But,
It weakened him for sure.
but
for
weekend
sure.
was not enough. It's not enough. with
And
Godzilla.
then the other team, the kid, came in and didn't really
That
do
was
too much.
You know,
but,
they helped pull the boats. That was epic, man. That was epic.
I guess we're getting to the end stuff, but
Well, I mean, that's
whole,
because it started dragging. It like dragged a long time until we started getting pulled up at that climax. I don't know why it was like that.
What was it? The main character, Shikishima.
He was going.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting that like. Yeah, it's almost like a found family thing. Like he finds this girl.
That was beautiful. It was like at first I was mad.
It was like
why
three
they just move in?
Separate people. Yeah, 3 separate people that have their own kind of traumas.
Because they just lost people. You know what I mean? They just lost their families.
No. At first I was like, well.
I thought it was a cool concept.
I thought he was gonna find. Well, yeah, his family died obviously, and.
Tears.
You know, he is ashamed to admit that he was a kamikaze pilot that was supposed to die.
And that was great. I just love that he just didn't even say nothing for the longest time. Like, you thought he was like, you know what I mean? I just like the way they revealed that at that point. Because you had been wondering, like, what is this mind? Like, what is he even talking about? Why is he still tripping about this? I was like, you survived.
Yeah.
But I thought he had just survived his garrison.
It's a shameful, like, militaristic
he was carrying that shame with him the
burden,
whole time.
Yeah, that's like, you know, die free country. But I mean, he fucked up twice.
He did, man. I was feeling every time. I could feel it. I could feel it.
And he's like, all these soldiers laying dead are because of you. And
he did though. Those were major.
Yeah.
Because he should have shot. I was literally sitting there at the theater like, why is my guy not shooting? Let me also say, though, had it gone the other way and he did shoot, it would have been ineffective, and Godzilla just killed everybody. So it's almost better that he didn't shoot, and those guys kind of were just like a part of the path.
It's not gonna matter.
Godzilla was rocking
that's
everybody.
why it's easy to forgive him after, you know, and he's a hero at the end of the day.
Godzilla was rocking everybody. I couldn't get enough of it.
Man.
And his roar, when he would do that roar, dude, that was like captivating.
No, it had the classic
victory
roar.
cry too. Like, God, that would scare the crap out of me if I saw that coming through my city.
Yeah. It's definitely a step up from the American Godzilla.
But this felt like that traditional Japanese Godzilla.
It is. That's what it is, and you have to come from that perspective. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
That was heat.
Like, especially with the U.S. like kind of making it so it's this nuclear kind of monster that has crazy powers.
Yeah, I feel. Well, I mean, he is. Godzilla does always have crazy powers. That is like a thing across the board.
Yeah,
but they've made him. He's more nimble, like a dragon in the American version.
Kind of with the radiation kind of aspect of it, I felt like they leaned more into that in terms of the damage that it caused.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. That's legit. And he was war. I felt like Godzilla was almost like embodying war.
Yeah. I almost, like, for a second I was like, when he major spoilers, but he like evaporates into nothingness at the end. Like, I almost thought like, oh, that even doubles down on the fact that it's like a concept kind of thing, and he didn't just like sink into the ocean.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I felt like that was an homage to the old Godzilla. Remember how they would how the old graphics used to kind of look like that weird melty clay?
It was like it wasn't even just like dissolving. It was literally like blocks like going into the ocean and like light coming from.
I felt like that's what they were trying to pay homage to, like with the weird like that aesthetic. But I don't remember Godzilla being absolutely invincible.
Yeah.
That was really crazy. In fact, I liked it, but it was still like, there's nothing anyone can do.
Even like they shot the mine in his mouth and
it blew up, and then it dissolved, and then he
didn't do anything.
It's part of his recovery almost, was to just break down.
Yeah.
That was weird. And maybe -2 will just have a whole different Godzilla. It's just like born from the ashes of the old one. Like, who knows? But okay, I liked how they weaved in my guy's story with Godzilla as that antagonist, because I feel like in the American ones there's always so much like human and like, you know what I mean? There's so much human dialogue and so much conversation about like human problems, but his problem was actually Godzilla for real. You know what I mean? That was where all of his anger was. We understood that he hated Godzilla, and Godzilla had taken everything from him.
Yeah.
And I feel like the American movie was always like a family drama in the back, and there was a family drama, but it was still his life versus Godzilla.
Right.
And the family served as something to be taken
like
away.
I was saying, it's like, it's a concept that is relevant throughout the storyline, yet Godzilla only shows up a few times.
I think they gave us enough Godzilla. I love that. It was like 5, 6
but
Godzilla.
Towards the middle, it's like pretty much entirely conversations.
Well, very,
like
very
it's like
drama. That could have been cut down a little bit, in my opinion. I feel like that dragged on. Easily could have cut out 30 minutes of that movie, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
At least 20 minutes.
But yeah, like you said, just it's all weed. Like the problems are all Godzilla, like you said.
Yeah.
Like there's no other dynamics at play in terms of like that doesn't relate to the concept of war, because it's about war. It's about nuclear warfare and sacrificing lives, and like these pilots in World War II that killed themselves for their country, and a lot of lives were lost. I don't know how I feel about the ending though.
I loved the ending. Great. We're deep in the spoilers now. Basically, the girl who he does not marry but needs to have. She lives.
Girl who
and she didn't
Godzilla,
have to die. Why did she even do that push when she could have just grabbed him and jumped?
Yeah.
Like, it was too many scenarios for them to both just get away easily right there.
Yeah.
And I'm just
so
like,
she basically felt the wave of the radiation blast, I guess.
Yeah, it was like
Godzilla.
just a shockwave. That's how she got hit with a shockwave. Not like
and
it was
she just
nothing.
stands in the street yelling.
Well, she pushes him out of the way. It was like you guys had so much time to bust a move. All you had to do was literally take 2 steps to the right. Like that was the saving move.
I mean, you gotta have that. But I mean, yeah, at the end she has these veins, probably like radiation or like the effects of whatever.
Godzilla.
That
but it also looked like that's what was happening on Godzilla too. You know what I mean? That juice was leaking out of Godzilla. And it's like, what the fuck? I didn't even know what that was saying.
And there's like, he's still there. Like he's never quite dead. Like at the end, like there's like just beating fucking heart.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was new Godzilla being born.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Godzilla 0.
-2, bro. We're going deeper.
It's going deeper. Okay, so -2.
Be the logical thing to do. Yeah, no, that was a great movie. I liked this fighter pilot action. Like that was something I feel like I haven't seen for a while in a Godzilla movie. It was like a dude in a plane just fighting Godzilla. We got deep into the King Kongs and monsters and stuff.
And even just all the kind of World War II tech. It's like, oh, we can't use metal boats because it's gonna set off the stuff.
The mines.
And like he uses his skills. There's that hesitation initially of shooting Godzilla, but it's like.
But he gets over
Godzilla.
That when it's like life or death. You know.
Like,
he grows a lot over the story.
He
though,
does. He changes like a lot.
Punk,
and that's a big thing. It's like character development. I feel like, in the American version, we didn't really care about the characters like
at
that.
all. It's just Godzilla. It's all you want to see. But this one was like Godzilla was just a treat. I was really enjoying his story arc. You know what I mean? And then I'd get to see Godzilla and know there was carnage coming. And he would suffer.
Yeah.
Every time Godzilla came on screen, I knew that this dude, Shikishima or whatever, was gonna suffer.
Yeah.
And it happened, guaranteed every time. It's like Godzilla was doing it to him on purpose. That's how it started to feel.
Hey, he took his lumps. Yeah, he really changed. There was an arc to him, and he found he found a family and he developed a care and love despite him feeling so bad about the responsibility of feeling bad about his weakness in war, and he quickly got over that And I love how the mechanic dude who was at the beginning on the island and was kind of, yelling at Shikishima.
After all the guys died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same guy.
In the cut, yeah, at the end.
And then
how he sent those letters. It's your fault.
Oh, yeah,
to piss him off. That was funny as
Were those like public letters? I'm like,
he was just mailing them out to a bunch of places.
It's like that's really bad for his reputation. Like that.
Hey, bro, it's life or death. We about to fight Godzilla. Ain't like thinking about no reputation.
Yeah. But him saying there's an eject button in this plane, and so he can actually save himself. Which,
bro, that was an emotional moment for me when he was sitting there, when he heard the news that he lived, and he just started breaking down, crying. I was like, I feel this. Like, whoa.
It's like,
this is hitting for me right now.
All planes should have eject buttons. But
they had me feeling like that, and bro hadn't even had 5 minutes of screen time, and I'm like, yes, live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
he's
good.
live. I was almost hoping they didn't show that scene because it
yeah, like
more
he had
powerful.
kind of tricked him and said pull this as the safety, but really that was like the, you know what I mean, eject view button.
No, I'm saying like same stuff, but just cut out that scene of them flashing back to that moment of him saying there was an eject.
Yeah. But then, you know what I mean? I thought that's what it was happening, was when he said, this is the bomb safety, it was really pilot eject, you know what I mean? So that he would pull that at the end and just get ejected. Like, that's what I thought, and then the flashback, reframed it, but it was like, that wasn't even needed to me.
Yeah.
So, I agree, we were already like,
but it was almost like, it was almost a powerful moment for that guy to act.
To like, for him to
be emotional about it.
And for him to say, like, I don't want you to die. I actually don't want you to die.
Yeah.
Even though all the people are dead, like, I want you to live.
For sure.
Because he had grown too through everything.
Yeah. And even just like all the military people working together, like no one's a villain.
Yeah.
Like they all just want to beat this fucking thing.
Sea creature.
Yeah.
Godzilla was going crazy, man. I liked it. I liked his design. It was just simple. I just liked how simple it was.
Yeah. I do miss the kind of practical, suit miniature.
Nah, I think I'm gonna be okay without that one. I'm definitely be okay with that.
I mean, it's fine CG, but it's not
until they can make a really good, practical Godzilla. But nah, or just like, I guess they could have played with some miniature sets or something. But I was like, the CG wasn't over the top. Godzilla wasn't running through streets on all fours doing nothing crazy. It was literally Godzilla.
He looked more like a T-Rex at first.
He was a T-Rex because he evolved. When he evolved, he turned into more Godzilla.
That's true. Because he was like running. He was like kind of.
I loved dinosaur Godzilla at the beginning though. That to me was like setting the tone for what kind of movie this is gonna be.
Yeah.
But he was way more like nimble back then. Yeah.
And I guess that adds into it because if he was more nimble at the end, I feel like there would have been ways for him to evade a lot of that stuff. But
yeah, no, actually,
because he wasn't really doing too much at the end.
Like he was too big, like it was too much atomic power. But little Godzilla was cool at the beginning. I did think that was. He was like literally, like you said, a T-Rex who was running through and massacring this entire like garrison of soldiers.
Yeah.
Regiment, whatever it is, I don't know. He ate them alive though.
He got slower. He got a little fat. Ate too much turkey.
And I like how he did like
radioactive turkey.
Quadruple in size or something like that. Like he was gigantic afterwards. I don't even understand what happened.
Yeah.
It's like I get the radiation thing, but like how did my guy turn into just like a titan?
He is a titan.
He was moving like super slow, like the rumbling. Just step, destroy, fire breath, leave. Same formula every time. It was beautiful though.
Did they not expect him to do the fire breath at the end?
They said that there was the recovery time, but I guess they didn't know how long that was.
Because he did it again too soon.
But they did sink him in time, you know what I mean? It was like what? Because they sunk him brought him back up, and then he was about to do it again, and then he got the plane. But he was, I guess, kind of rapid firing those off.
Yeah.
It was like just like 5 minutes, and then he's ready to shoot another like global catastrophe.
Yeah. No, he evolves quickly, I guess.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
He was a beast. I like, no, that was a cool Godzilla. Again, because he wasn't moving so crazy. It's like he almost had a weakness in his speed. You know what I mean? And they were taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Although it's like, so with Shikishima, is in the plane trying to lure Godzilla to the ocean, to the point. It's like, would Godzilla actually follow the plane like that? Like,
I felt like, yes, that was sketchy for me,
like,
but he was shooting at him, and I could see that being obnoxious. But
maybe,
it's like, wouldn't he just beam him out of the sky real quick?
That, or just like, I don't know,
tail whip him.
Yeah, like
I agree.
Because he just went past, and Godzilla just followed him like
for the story,
like no problem. He's like,
Godzilla remembers him. He's the one who lived.
But he has a whole city that he could, just fuck up. Or I mean, he already did, but why worry about a little plane thing?
Because there was nothing else around. That's what I almost took it as. Like, it's just like there's a bug flying around you being an obnoxious, and
I'm
there's
not
nothing
chasing
else.
that bug.
But if you're just like
I'm not chasing it to a trap.
He's an impulse creature. He didn't know there was a trap.
Yeah, it's for the story.
Yeah, and it worked. It didn't like make me mad.
Damn.
No,
it's crazy out here. I think that's our. Yeah, amazing movie. Or you gonna pause it? All right, we're good.
I just have to cut that out. I probably won't though, because I'm lazy.
Real-time sounds of Glendale.
Oh yeah, Glendale. Yeah, but I liked that little girl character. I thought she was very well done. I liked her acting. I really felt it every time she was crying, and when she was like, her little drawings were awesome.
Dude, that hit me. Yeah. Found family. That's her.
No, that movie was so
and
cool.
The other kind of Navy characters, like the scientist
guy.
Oh
man, I was a fan. I was a fan of them too. Yeah, and they were adding to the story. Like I watched them go through as well. Who was wifey character? Norihito or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
She cleaned up nice, man. I was like, dang. He just let these guys come live with him, but then she really turned into wifey for him. Yeah. It's like she got it all together. Had to run in the household. I was like, dang.
Yeah. And she got a job.
Yeah, she turned all the way up. I was like, wow.
That's feminism.
A keeper. And survived in a Godzilla attack. She survived two Godzilla attacks.
She has an infection of Godzilla.
Hey, well at least he got to see her and tell her how he feels. Yeah. That's important. But she did survive two Godzilla attacks. There's much to be said about that.
Maybe she'll transform into Godzilla.
Yo, I was thinking about that, but I thought that's way too far-fetched. But maybe that's it uses people as eggs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But yeah, I'm curious. That was an interesting way to end it, because she came back, but then there was something wrong, and it was like, well, what is that? New Godzilla zombies. It did look like that.
God, Venom. Venomzilla.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. All right.
It's under the table MCU tie-in. Anyway, yeah, that was really good. I'm gonna say 9.5.
I give it the 9.5. I give it the 9.5. I want to give it the 10, but it was just too long.
Yeah, I was thinking of any downsides.
There weren't really. I enjoyed that whole ride. It just was dragging on in the middle a little bit. Second act.
Which parts? Like the military strategizing?
Like the military strategizing. I mean, no, I guess I didn't mind that so much. But I feel like it was more like after she died, then I feel like they dwelled on him kind of being down in the dumps, but we get it already. You know what I mean? Like, sure, we
I don't know. That was,
'cause I feel
pretty
we were
powerful.
feeling
Like,
it. We were feeling it too. You know
like
what I mean?
he almost
Let's get to the fight.
also just his acting was amazing because like
Oh,
the
he was
PTSD
carrying
of like
everything,
he was like,
yeah, he was-
am I
In
real?
his
Like,
dreams,
is this am I dead right now? Like, that's serious PTSD, like war, you know. That's a psychological fucking disease.
You
like,
saw what went through and
yeah.
watched everybody die.
Like that's
Multiple.
not something that you would see in like a, you know, blockbuster Godzilla movie. Like that's deep, and that's, you know, that's powerful. Man, I mean, my uncles were in the military, and yeah, that shit is in the Navy too. So
Hakeem, I've seen things.
yeah, I've seen things that you would never
There was
imagine.
There was a giant sea creature. This is what really happened, Hakeem. It wasn't the Americans like they said. Yep.
Anyway,
Fire. Go
yeah.
see it. Highly
Gojira.
recommended. Get that A-list. You already know A-list. You know what we're repping. A-list.
We're back.
AMC A-list. All right. We out.